an Italian lawyer whose sister died of AIDS has helped jail the man who knowingly infected her after tracking him down and finding out he had given HIV to 4 other women. Luigi De Domenico, 58, was last month found guilty of murder and jailed for 22 years in Messina, Sicily, thanks to the tireless efforts of lawyer Silvia Gambadoro, 54, who was determined to bring her sister's killer to justice. Silvia's sister Stefania died of AIDS in 2017, aged only 45 and weighing as little as 79 pounds, leaving behind a 12-year-old son. Silvia knew her sister had sex with 2 men, both of whom she reported to investigating magistrates, The Times reported. One had tested negative, ruling him out and leaving De Domenico, who the magistrates later found had been taking HIV drugs in 2010. Silvia's lawyers believe he knew he was positive even earlier, and when he was with Stefania. How could he not have known when his partners had been testing positive, one of her lawyers said. Stefania was in a relationship with De Domenico from 2005 to 2008, and he was the father of her son. She was only diagnosed with AIDS at the end of 2016, her symptoms of fatigue and weight loss beginning in 2015. She was diagnosed with anorexia and leukemia, as specialists failed to understand what the condition that killed her was, amidst 2 years of medical appointments. Advertisement. Speaking to Lari Pubblico, Silvia said, "Seeking the truth was a duty. I did it for Stefania, for our parents, and for my nephew, who was forced to grow up too quickly." We shared everything, even the decision to denounce his father. He knew that no trial could restore his mother to him. The paper also reported that Silvia, who was suspicious about De Domenico as soon as she found out about her sister's diagnosis, had even phoned him in 2016. She said she asked whether he was HIV positive, but claimed he denied this. Silvia filed the first complaint in 2017, 1 month after her sister's death. She told Lari Pubblico she remembers the day as if it was yesterday, adding she had tears in her eyes. "I wondered how I could get justice," she said. Shortly after, Silvia received an anonymous letter from a woman who was found to be HIV positive after being in a relationship with De Domenico. Investigators then discovered 2 more women who had been infected by the man. One had reported him, but after a trial in Bologna, De Domenico was acquitted on the grounds that he didn't realize he was infected, according to The Times. Silvia said De Domenico was a charming and good-looking man, but hit and isolated her sister, who she called beautiful and a great lawyer, from her family. She said De Domenico had left her to die. Silvia had told magistrates in Messina that De Domenico had in past mentioned a previous partner of his who he claimed died of cancer in 1990. She said investigators later found it had actually been of AIDS. Her lawyer Bonaventura Candido said De Domenico was charged with murder at the Messina Court of Assizes because he knowingly infected Stefania, but judges haven't yet released the verdict reasoning. Speaking to Sicilian paper El Ego del Sud last month, Silvia added that prejudice and indifference are the fundamental elements in this tragedy because professionals failed to diagnose her sister properly. She said, in 2 years of clinical examinations, hospitalizations, evident symptoms, it was possible to understand what Stefania was suffering from. Prejudice, because it was the narrow conviction that a respectable woman like her could not be HIV positive. According to Lari Publica, a hematologist and a rheumatologist were indicted for manslaughter. Silvia also told Dialetto del Sud she was happy to have taught her nephew the courage of truth and to have fought the prejudice linked to AIDS, especially the stigma that those who develop it after contracting HIV are of a low reputation. She said, I have shown that this virus can be contracted out of love. Anyone who has a sex life can have it passed on.